Do you remember like 10 years ago when Taser stock was going up and down? Was it the same business? Because now it's Axon, but before that it was crazy, like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah, 10, 15 years ago was super crazy. In fact, you obviously watched what happened with GameStop.
I was going to say GameStop, but I didn't want to bring it in, but yes.
Well, so part of what happened with us, we went from a startup in 2000. We went public in 2001. In 2004, we were the number one performing stock in the world.
Yes, you were.
We gotten up to a $2 billion market cap. Now, our company was also growing. It was tripling every year. So like if you actually look at the growth rate and the cash generation, the valuation was not as crazy as it may seem at first. But we had a $1 billion short position come in 2004. And that's when all the craziness hit. In fact, I just wrote an op-ed on this or an article on Medium. All the negativity about Taser happened at the exact same time our short position topped $1 billion. And I can tell you, we had a very aggressive campaign of short sellers, instigating negative news stories, investigations, and ultimately my personal secretary was a mole who was sending information to short sellers who were then using it to manipulate the stock. And I can prove it because the New York Times disclosed that was their information source, was a short seller trafficking in internal company documents.
Holy shit.
It was crazy.
Okay? Holy shit. Like now we only have 6 minutes left. Your secretary was a mole. She was giving information out about you guys to short sellers. How did the short sellers get to her?
We actually think she recruited in specifically to do this job because she joined us only about 6 months before all hell broke loose.
And what happened to her?
Nothing. We actually so I can only talk about this now because it's 15 years in the past. I'll tell you, when you're the public company or you're the CEO of a public company that's under a short attack and you end up under a government investigation as part of it, we had an SEC investigation. Every lawyer will tell you, do not go out and share what's actually happening because people will think you've lost your mind and it only plays into the negative narrative. So we did not go public with any of this until the last year, where now I'm sharing it because the world is paying attention to what short sellers can do to companies. And it's far enough in the rearview mirror. Look, I have no incentive. It's not a problem today, but it nearly killed us 15 years ago. It was crazy.
Do you remember who was some of the big short sellers back then?
No, here's the problem. And I've put out a call. We need some short seller regulation. I can't tell you who it was because short sellers can operate in complete darkness. To this day, if you take a sizable position in my stock, if you buy the stock, we know who you are and you have to register with the SEC. But you could take $1 billion short position in my company. Nobody knows. You don't have to register anywhere. You could then go spend $20 million to hire PR firms, to send letters to investigators, to cause all sorts of trouble trying to burn the house down. And nobody knows even who you are. And to this day, I can't tell you who the $1 billion shorts were in 2004.
Oh my God. I mean, yes, I'm on the media side of it. I get these guys sending me stuff to write this stuff. Like I see it. And so this should be made out of a movie because I remember that. And so you were the original GameStop in some respect.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with exactly what GameStop's gone through, but what we went through was a very focused, well-coordinated attempt to destroy our company when there was $1 billion short position. And look, when I tell you my secretary was a mole, it's because she was uncovered by 2 prestigious investigative firms who brought him in, and they confronted her with the evidence that she had been the one who sent the SEC letter to the Arizona Republic. She pulled a resignation letter out of her pocket and walked out of the office, never to be seen again.
Holy cow. We got to find her, make a movie. My friend's a big producer in Hollywood. That'll be the next thing.